Welcome to another instalment here on the OCD Warrior. My name is Becky Jane Stevenson. I am an OCD advocate. I do have a Facebook page where you can find me, OCD Warrior, all one word. So today's topic is, what if you don't have OCD? This one is probably up there in the top 5 questions I see asked in support groups and forums and stuff like that. What if it's not OCD? The first thing I want to say is, and I'm not laughing at you guys, it's just because I see it come up so much, and it's come up for me too. What if it's not OCD? Is the very sentence "what if" it's not OCD. If it's a what if, means it's OCD, because it's a doubt. There is a reason why OCD is called the doubting disorder or the doubting disease, because it has you doubting everything. Having OCD demands certainty. That is at the very core of OCD. It demands a certainty, 100%. 100% that something's clean, 100% that something's straight or in a certain place, 100% that you haven't run anybody over, 100% that you haven't hurt somebody, or you haven't poisoned them, or 100% that you're not gay or you are gay, or, so many different certainties. OCD demands 100% certainty. And the problem with that is nothing in life is 100% certain. Absolutely nothing. You cannot establish 100% certainty in anything, and that's where the problem lies, because OCD demands this certainty, and we end up going on such an exhausting, distressing, never-ending quest to find it, and it's virtually impossible. Now, that's not to say, I'm sorry if I've said that and you've thought, oh God, that doesn't mean that OCD is going to plague you for the rest of your life. That's me saying you've got to get comfortable with being uncertain. If you are going to live with OCD affecting you minimally, and you're accepting OCD thoughts and accepting the junk mail that goes through around in your head when it pops up, when you don't want it to, you've got to get comfortable with not having that certainty, because that is essentially what's going to take the power back. Now, the intrusive thought side, because I'm guessing that's where this question came from, because I asked what kind of videos or topics would be helpful in a support group, and these are obviously the videos that got suggested. And I guess the intrusive side, like the intrusive thoughts, harm thoughts, sexual thoughts, violent thoughts, religious ones, blasphemous, relationship OCD, all of the other ones, I suppose we're kind of getting to thinking, but what if it's not OCD? What if I actually want these thoughts? What if I am a paedophile? What if I am gay? What if I'm transgender? What if? We could ask ourselves millions of these what ifs a day, and we won't. All kind of that happens is we ruminate with more questions, so we answer a question with another question, because we're giving self-reassurance. So reassurance seeking is one of the biggest compulsions seen with OCD, where we seek reassurance that these thoughts aren't going to happen. We seek reassurance that that's not going to happen, that we didn't do that we're going back to check. And all that does is feed back into that fear and keeps that cycle going. And asking ourselves what if questions, what if? So I'll kind of give an example on my own intrusive thoughts that I've had in the past, where I was having violent visual images of hurting my children. And even though I knew it was OCD, I had that small doubt, what if I am disturbed and I actually want to harm my kids? And because I didn't like that doubt, that set me off researching. And then I'd be like, but I haven't hurt them up to now. I've never done anything to hurt them. And that reassurance. So then we'll pick holes in that, because that's what happens with reassurance seeking. Whether you're giving yourself reassurance or getting reassurance from somebody else, you know, there's a big difference in natural reassurance and actually going out to seek reassurance to bring that distress down. Now, when you are going out to get reassurance as part of your compulsive behaviour, what OCD will do is it will tear that reassurance apart. So you'll get the relief, and then the intrusion will come back again, and it will pick holes in that reassurance. So then you need more, and then you need more, and then you need more, because you'll have but what if, but what if they're wrong, but what if that's wrong, what if I'm wrong. It's the nature of OCD. That's how it works. It has you doubting everything. Anytime you feel like, yeah, that's just OCD, OCD will be that niggling in the back of your mind saying, but what if it's not? Because that's the way it works. It tricks you. It tricks you back into another cycle. So, I'm trying to think, what else was I going to say? I've gone off topic. Yeah, so that's the trick of OCD. It sucks you back in. It's like, but what if it's not? That's what I was going to say. Really, really sorry. I have to have notes because I end up getting like, I had a brain fart moment. When you're in therapy and you are gradually getting better and you are gradually working through those intrusive thoughts or those fears or those obsessions, and you can feel yourself recovering, and then you get that niggle, but what if it isn't really OCD, because I feel better, because I'm not responding how I used to respond to these thoughts. So for example, my harm thoughts, I'm currently on my last couple of sessions of CBT with ERP, which is the exposure response prevention element of the therapy. So I'm now at a point where it's just a relapse prevention plan. So what if, you know, I was in therapy, an intrusive thought came up and it was really scary, horrible, distressing visual of me hurting somebody. Part of the ERP is not to respond to that thought. So it's to feel the distress and then allow the anxiety to pass and come down. And then over time, as you practice not responding, you have the thought, but you don't get extreme distress. So like, say for example, me with harm thoughts, I'd have a harm thought, not respond, feel excruciating anxiety and the urge to engage in those compulsions, to hide knives, to keep everybody safe. And then through ARP, sit with that anxiety and not do anything and let it pass, and then the next time it comes, do the same thing, and then again and again and again, because what you're doing is you're teaching your brain a new habit. You're teaching your brain you don't have to respond to these thoughts, so then the thoughts no longer have effect, so there's no point in them thoughts anymore, so that actually they naturally start reducing. But I'd get halfway through and I'm like, harm thought pops up, I barely get any anxiety, I barely get distressed. What if that means I want these thoughts? What if that means these thoughts are turning ego-syntonic? So there are two words there, ego-syntonic and ego-dystonic. Ego-dystonic are thoughts that are against our nature, against our core beliefs, stuff that we find disturbing, repulsive, sick, twisted, whatever. Ego-syntonic are thoughts that we want, thoughts that we get pleasure from. So, a fear of it not being OCD, like, what if I want these thoughts? What if that really means I actually want to hurt somebody? What if that means I actually want somebody to get ill? What if I actually want to poison them because I'm no longer feeling anxious? That in itself is OCD. It's tricking you back in. It's trying to get you back into another cycle. And the danger of that there is you start ruminating and you'll be like, what if? Then you may start researching, then you'll start looking into it more, and boom, you've started off the intrusive thoughts again, because that uncertainty is too uncomfortable for you. You don't want you want the certainty that you're not going to do what your thoughts are telling you, so you engage in the compulsions to minimize the risk, because your brain can't reach the certainty that the OCD wants. When in actual fact, the best way to combat that is to just sit and say to yourself, well, maybe it's not OCD. So what if it is? So what if it isn't? Am I going to harm somebody? Maybe I will, maybe I won't. You've got to train your brain to become comfortable with that uncertainty of not knowing. All these thoughts are is misfires in the brain. They're just creative misfires. Spam mail, junk mail. What do we do with junk mail in our emails? We leave it and leave it and leave it and leave it until that folder gets too full and we get a notification on our email saying your junk box needs emptying because there's too much spam in there. And you might have like hundreds and thousands of spam emails, unless you're somebody that likes to empty the spam folder every couple of days. I do know that myself. Have thousands of spam emails in my email account, and then it takes like hours to empty it, because spam mail is not worth engaging with. It's not worth opening because it's spam. That's all these thoughts are, is spam. You don't have to do anything with it, you just empty it. You don't have to open them emails and read them because you know it's spam. So treat the intrusions the same way. They are just spam. You don't have to engage with them. And if the OCD is telling you, but what if it's not OCD because I'm not distressed anymore? See it in a different way. Say, well, actually, I'm working through my OCD and I'm taking power back and I'm taking control back. And this thought I don't need to be distressed over because it doesn't actually mean anything. It's just a thought. It doesn't mean that you're OCD. It doesn't mean that you don't have OCD. The very fact that you're doubting if you have OCD or not is OCD. So I hope that has kind of cleared up for you a few of the worries or concerns that you've got, particularly the lady that posted this question. I hope this answers I hope this answers your question and helps you a little bit. To those of you that are new here, hope it's been helpful. If you want to see any other topics related to OCD or phobias or anxiety, pop your suggestions in the comments, or you can reach out to me on Facebook, OCD Warrior, all one word. If you see the t-shirts, you'll know that it's me. I do have a clothing line that is connected to the OCD, so you can reach out to me in a number of ways. So until the next kind of episode, take care. Any questions, like I say, send me a message or drop them into the comments. So take care.